How far can you stretch a story about a girl searching for a sister thought to have died or been kidnapped at birth? The next question then becomes, what can be added to actually keep the story going while staying true to the initial premise? Blood and Water Season 4 takes the story to 25 episodes worth of drama, intrigue, mystery, and a bit of comedy. Let's have a young talk about the series. We pick up a few months after the end of Season 3, with the arrests and trial being briefly included at the start. And then we see that we've been going to therapy a few months down the line. And honestly, the first episode is very good at establishing where the characters are, with the points of reference being the intimate relationships that they have and how they are faring in those. While watching the first half of the show, I was thoroughly impressed with what the writers were doing, but something was missing, and then episode 3 happened. The story became more focused on the season's problem, which has nothing to do with the premise that started the show. But things happen, the story moves, and ends the way most of these Netflix shows end, with a whimper and more questions than answers. And I was, if you're excited for the next season or just the entire thing. Things happen. Things happen. Things happen. Isinto siyenzeka. The Rough Beats beat was both annoying and funny. Initially, KP and Tris stated that some money will be kept aside and royalties paid from that pot, but it's not brought up. Stopped for no apparent reason by a cop. Ivan, the entire character. The story moves on. It might not end in a satisfying manner, but this thing keeps moving, although not in the direction you think nor entirely enjoy. The PTSD, Points of Grace, Accessory After the Fact, Wade and his mummy. Thinking about it all, Rough Beats is probably the only storyline that was handled the way you'd expect it. The conflict being the royalties or stealing of a beat, solution, stealing exam papers, consequences, expulsion and not being able to raise the cash and having to
pay what you owe.
The rest are missing one or require some leaps in logic. For example, the PTSD for Sam, the trigger wasn't being intimate, but coitus. But after a young 30-second confession, it was sorted and coitus interruptus is no more. But the girls with pro psychologists still battle with things in their lives. Come on. Ends with the whimper, the ellipsis, and more questions. For a second, let's talk season 3's villain, Ntombi Kumar. Why rope her in as this all-powerful arm of a syndicate if that's how you'll dispose of her? Second is over. How Damien get the funds? Where's Points of Grace? Ipoisa Lona? And come on, as great as episode 3 was with the reveal of a secret, it ultimately disappoints. An accessory after the fact. There's no boat, it's just an incident. Come on. Verdict. I'm guessing season 5 will tie into this one with the Damien funding question, Poisa in the Wind Shandays, Points of Grace, and I'm not going to lie, the relationships in this feel like movie relationships. I don't truly care about any of the Matandanas presented, nor the familial relations. Dasly, therefore, 2.99 out of 5, purely for the ending, and Sam not going to therapy. Mina, angisekho.